God is my helper. God gives us a beautiful world. Once there was no world at all. There were no boys or girls. There were no mothers or fathers. The wide sky had nothing in it. It had no stars or moon to give light at night. It had no sun to give light in the daytime. There were no animals or birds. There were no trees or flowers. God thought about all these things. I will make a world, God said. I will put boys and girls in my world. I will put mothers and fathers there to take care of them. I will give them animals and birds and fish. I will make flowers and trees for them to see. So God did all that He said He would do. He made a beautiful world. God made lakes and rivers and mountains. God put birds and animals and fish in His world. He made flowers and grass and trees. He put a sun and moon and stars in His sky. I will make a father and a mother first, God said. God made a father and a mother. He called them Adam and Eve. Take care of all that is in my beautiful world, God said. Adam and Eve looked at God's world. They were very happy. God gave us animals and birds and fish to eat, said Adam. He gave us many other foods too. We will never be hungry. God also gave us a beautiful home where we can live, said Eve. God took care of Adam and Eve. He gave them all they needed. God takes care of fathers and mothers and boys and girls now too. Here's some new words that I have learned in this book, or you have learned if you have read this. Adam and God and Eve and star, moon, sun. And then there's some thoughts to think about. Who made the world? Who made you? Can a man take care of a house that he made? Can God take care of a world that He made? Can God take care of you? Have you ever thanked God for His beautiful world? Have you ever thanked Him for taking care of you? Why not thank Him for those things now? New things for you to do. Cut out some pictures of things God made. Find pictures of the moon, stars, and the world. Cut out pictures of trees, animals, and birds. What other pictures did you find? God takes care of Joseph. Look at that coat, one of Joseph's brothers said. Father gave it to Joseph. Father gives Joseph many things, said another brother. I do not like Joseph. He gets more than I do. The brothers talked much about Joseph. They became very angry as they talked. They became angry at Joseph. God took care of Joseph and gave him many good things. We must kill Joseph, said one brother. No, said another brother, we will sell him. Then he will work as a slave. So Joseph's brothers sold him. Some men took Joseph to another country to make him work as a slave. But God took care of Joseph. A kind man took Joseph to live in his house. One day the man's wife said something bad about Joseph. The man put Joseph in jail. Joseph was very sad. The jail was not a good place to live, but Joseph talked with God every day. God will take care of me, Joseph thought. God did take care of Joseph. Soon Joseph was put over all the other men in jail. One day a man came to see Joseph. The king wants to talk to you, he said. Joseph hurried to see the king. What can I do for you? He asked. I want someone to tell me about my dreams, the king said. God helped Joseph know about the king's dreams. So Joseph told the king what God had said. You are a good man, the king said. I will put you over all of my people. The king put Joseph over all the people in his country. Joseph was very happy. God took care of me, said Joseph. I will thank him each day because he is so good to me. New words in this story were brother and jail, dream, slave, coat, Joseph, and wife. And some new thoughts to think about. What did God do for Joseph when he needed help? Do you think God will help you when you need it? Does he want you to ask him for help? Do you need help for something now? Ask God to help you. See what he will do. New things for you to do. Write the word ask on something. Put it in your room where you can see it. Think about this word each day, then ask God to help you each day. Food for the hungry people. I want some water, said the little boy. We want some water too, said his mother and father, but we have no water. No one had water. There were no wells or rivers or lakes. Suddenly someone shouted, I see water! Everyone hurried to drink some water, but they could not drink it. It did not taste good. Now the people were very sad. They had water, but they could not drink it. What will we do? The people asked. Then they began to say bad things about their leader, Moses. Moses was very sad. He wanted his people to have water to drink. Moses began to talk to God. God showed Moses a tree. Put that tree into the water, God told Moses. Then the water will be good to drink. Moses and some men cut down the tree. They put it into the water. Then the water was good to drink. Soon the people had all the water they wanted. One day the people began to say bad things about Moses again. We do not have enough food to eat. Moses and his God do not give us enough food. Moses was sad when he heard the people say these things. God will give you food to eat, he said. God did give the people food to eat. Soon many birds came down on the ground. The people caught the birds so they could eat them. Then God gave little pieces of bread to the people every day. The bread came on the ground. The people picked it up and ate it. They called their bread manna. God gave us food to eat, the people said. We must never say bad things about God again. God takes care of us. He will not let us be hungry. Here's some new words that were in this story. Caught, Moses, peace, drink, manna, taste. New thoughts to think about. Who gave water and food to the people? What kind of food did they eat? Would you have any food to eat if God did not give it? God made all the food you eat. The next time you eat, think about your food. Think about how God gave it. Did you thank Him for it? And then some new things for you to do. Make pictures of some food you eat. Or cut out pictures of food you like. Put these pictures together. They will help you think about the food God gives you. Sharing what I have. Some good people share their house. Is that Elisha? A woman asked. Is that the man who does God's work? The woman's husband looked at a man walking into town. Yes, he said, that is Elisha, the man who does God's work. Hurry, said the woman. Ask Elisha and his helper to eat at our house. So her husband ran to get Elisha and his helper. The woman and her husband were so glad to have Elisha eat with them. Please eat with us every time you come back to our town, the woman said. Every time Elisha and his helper came back to town, they ate with the good woman and her husband. Come with me, the woman said to Elisha one day. I have something to show you. Elisha and his helper went with the woman. She took them to a beautiful room. My husband and I want you to have this room, she said. We made it for you and your helper. Every time you come to town, you may stay here. Elisha smiled when he looked around the room. It was a beautiful place. You even gave us a table and a chair and a lamp, said Elisha. And you gave us a good bed so we can sleep here. My husband and I are glad to help someone who works for God, the woman said. Thank you, said Elisha. I am glad to know people who want to share their house with me. How can you share what you have with others? Some new words: Elisha, lamp, share, husband. And then some new thoughts. How did the woman and her husband share their house? Why did they do this? Why does God want us to share with others? How can you share what you have? What can you do now? Things for you to do. Ask mother or father to help you write down some of the things you can share with others. Each day, share something with someone. You will want to share God's Word. You will also want to share what you know about Jesus.